Today we're checking out the new REDMAGIC Astra 2 gaming tablet. They also sent over the REDMAGIC Shadow Blade Gamepad 3 to check out as well. I want to thank them for sending this over to review on the channel. As far as pricing goes, it's $749 for the 12 gigabyte version with 256 gigabytes of storage, but there's also a 16 gigabyte version with 512 gigabytes of storage for $100 more. But I'll leave a link down below with current pricing and more information. This doesn't take a micro SD card, but I feel like it's got pretty good storage options. It weighs about 363 grams, so just a little bit lighter than the previous version. Okay, as you can see here, it looks very similar to the previous version. Looks a little bit different up here in the sidebar. One USB-C port on the short end, the other right there in the center on the long edge. This might be one of the only tablets I've seen where you set it up in dark mode by default. Probably one of the fastest boot up screens I've seen on any device. You can see this has a fingerprint scanner right on the power button. You also have face unlock on this one as well, besides password. Of course, it has Gemini as the assistant. It is on gestures by default, but you can switch it to 3-button navigation as well. It comes with Android 16, REDMAGIC OS 11.5, and it's going to get up to 2 years of major software updates, 5 years of security updates. Keep in mind, that's in the UK and European Union, where other regions are going to get 3 years of security updates instead of 5. Here it is next to the previous version. Obviously a little bit different design here on the sidebar, different camera setup. It's got a 9.06 inch LTPO OLED display at 1504 by 2400 resolution at up to 185 Hz refresh rate. You can see it's got pretty small bezels all the way around on this tablet. Also has PWM to make it a little easier on the eyes, plus up to 1600 nits peak brightness, 1000 nits normally, so plenty bright enough for most things that you would need to do on here, even for outdoor use. This one also has video out, so you can use an HDMI adapter to connect to a projector, TV, or external monitor. Pretty nice layout here. You can see you've got a dock down here at the bottom, Google Discover newsfeed left of the home screen. You can see they don't put a lot of pre-installed apps on here, mostly the ones from Google, and then a few extras as well, which of course you can uninstall if you want to. Now this is using about 49 gigabytes already, I assume because some of those extra apps, but the version I have has 512 gigabytes available, so quite a bit of storage left. The screen refresh rate is on auto by default, but the nice thing is you can choose between 60, 120, or 185 Hz. Looks like there is already a software update, so might as well go ahead and do that. In the About section, it does give you pretty much all the specs that you would need. Nice thing is, even though this has 16 gigabytes of RAM, you can also add up to 12 gigabytes of virtual RAM as well. Now with this being a gaming tablet, they also throw some extras on here, like you actually can turn on liquid cooling circulation. You don't see too many tablets with that. It also has a light strip setting. You can also change the lighting effects, the colors, how bright the light is. There's a lot of different stuff here that you can adjust. Swipe down anywhere to get to the notifications and your shortcuts. You've actually got quite a bit of stuff on here like screenshot, SmartCast, dark mode, liquid cooling, security, privacy, quick share, light strip, refresh rate, and so on. You can also add stuff like TV remote, DTS sound, read mode, and so on. It also has the sidebar with extra shortcuts, which you can use on both sides of the screen. You can even drag apps from the sidebar to go into split screen mode. Now, not a huge surprise, but the screen quality on this in person is probably one of the best small tablets that I've seen recently. Got really good contrast, nice and dark blacks. The colors have a nice pop to them. This one also has the magic key there on the side where you can quickly launch games or the camera, flashlight, and so on. You can go into the settings and change what that slider does. It really gives you a lot of different options. As far as performance goes, this has a Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 processor. Whether you go with a 12 gigabyte or 16 gigabytes of RAM version, these might be some of the highest numbers I've seen on single and multi-core scores. Not to mention over 25,000 for GPU performance. I'll have to check, but I don't even think the flagship Samsung tablets are that high. So not a huge surprise, but in my testing, everything is really smooth on here. You really don't have to wait hardly at all, regardless of what you're doing on here. Now, checking out the Gamepad 3 they sent over, I gotta say, this thing's pretty nice. Feels pretty comfortable in the hands. Also has some nice textured grip there on the back of the controller. You can see just how far this expands. So you could use this on some pretty large tablets. Plus it comes with a case that you can actually charge with the case closed. They even throw in some extra parts, USB-C charging cable, and of course the user guide. Obviously it will depend on which games you're playing and whether they work with a controller, but so far I'm really liking this controller. I might even prefer this over my usual Xbox controller. Playing games like Asphalt Legends Unite and PUBG Mobile are pretty smooth on here, as you would expect, but I think you can play pretty much any game in the App Store and then some. It's got an 8300 milliamp hour battery. It's got dual USB-C ports at up to 80 watt fast charging. Also supports bypass charging as well. I also ran my typical battery drain test at 100% screen brightness and it lasted about 7 hours. So pretty good compared to other tablets this size, especially considering the screen brightness. It should have plenty of power to last a couple days with the mixed use, even longer once you turn the screen brightness down. It's got one speaker on each side with Snapdragon sound. Now, even though this is a smaller tablet, it's actually much louder than I was expecting. It actually has good sound quality. Doesn't sound distorted when you turn it all the way up. But here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of how it sounds. It's got a 13 megapixel rear facing camera, 9 megapixels on the front. Now in the camera app, there's quite a bit of stuff in here. They've got slow motion, document, panorama, photo, video, and time lapse. You can also shoot up to 4K resolution for video recording. I think photo and video quality on this one's actually pretty good, especially for a tablet. I also noticed the front-facing camera is quite a bit more of a wide-angle lens compared to most other tablets that I've tested. But here's a few quick samples just to give you an idea of what to expect. Not sure if you can tell from these samples, but photo and video quality is actually pretty nice on here, especially for a tablet. You could easily use this for Zoom meetings or other video conference calls if you need to. So yeah, overall, this thing is a beast of a tablet. It's smaller than the previous version. It's also brighter and a little more lightweight. Not to mention, probably one of the most powerful tablets you can get right now. If you've been waiting for a flagship, smaller tablet like this one should easily be at the top of your list. Really, the only area I would like to see improved is longer software updates. I may have to do a closer comparison with the previous version, but so far this thing's pretty impressive, and I'll definitely have to do some more comparisons with other small tablets as well. So make sure to keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.